Well, if you don't know him, you're living under a rock. And if you want to learn how to keep discus well and have them thrive, you're going to want to talk to this man right now. Let's welcome Mr. Discus North. Hey, buddy, can you hear us all right?
Yes, can you hear me? I'm hearing you good.
Oh, yeah, you sound good. Looking good.
Thank you, sir. Likewise.
We see what we got in here. We got Discus North was first in the chat. That son of a bitch whips in. He's got to work. He's saying, hey, he can't stay. He's got to work. Hey, Tara, good to see you. Hey, Tim, and we'll see. We'll get more people in here and
great stuff
as it goes on. So we were just kind of talking backstage about miscellaneous things, but I wanted to have you on. I appreciate you wanting to do it and talk about, because I've seen you do some pretty amazing things with your fish tanks and your discus, and you've had great success. You take the time to dive into, experiment with things, try things to get the best results, and you do it all in the name for healthy fish. I think you've saved some fish that you've rescued in the past and brought them back to life, and with everything, there's success and failures, but I don't really see people trying and I don't know nothing about discus. I've never kept them, but I see you trying things that other people I watch don't really try. And that's kind of wanted to bring you up and talk about what you do and what the best successes you've had and the things you've tried and how things worked out for you.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I definitely try different stuff, and largely because I started by trying what everyone else does, and it wasn't working. Wasn't working for me. I maybe it's my city, maybe it's my tap water. I think it's just honestly 30-year-old advice that everybody keeps regurgitating that's obsolete because we have better gear now and we live in a different world. So I started looking for a new approach and sort of developed my own new approach. And part of that was because I can't, the normal discus approach, basically every time something goes wrong, you throw meds at the tank. That's the last 30 years of discus. And up here in Canada, they banned all the damn meds. So I can't do that. So I had to figure out a way.
You can't get erythromycin, general cure, none of that.
I can get the weaker stuff, like maybe general cure, and I can get the little API tubes of what are they? My cat's meowing and distracting me. Greg, quiet.
Tara's in here. She's a big cat. She's a cat lady. She loves her cats. Tara
doesn't know why I'm down here. She's screaming at the top of the stairs. But yeah, I get some mild stuff, and there's still ways to get some meds, but I'm really limited. And the mild stuff I get really doesn't work anyway. So I'm really focused on avoiding the conditions that lead to the problems that make you use meds. And it works as long as you can keep things clean. Give me 2 seconds. I really have to address this cat because he's going to interrupt us for an hour otherwise.
I can't. You're good. He ain't bothering us, but you do what you got to do. Yeah, Tim, you got to remember I'm going to live stream both vertically and horizontally at the same time. You can back out and pick which one you want to view it in. But we were trying to fix Shawn is his name. Discus North is Shawn. We were trying to fix his camera, but I think he has to change the settings in his phone. But it works because we're going to both sides, so it works. RC Joey coming in. Good to see you, buddy. That's RC. That's funny, man. I'm currently fixing up my 2 radio-controlled cars.
Okay, where are we? There we are. I'm back.
Hey, Jim, good morning. You're back.
He yelled at me because he wants to be tucked in his blanket and
boiled.
Tucked in. Yeah.
Hey, Garcia. Good to see you, buddy. So you can't get meds, but I agree with you 100%. Instead of trying to band-aid it, let's find the source. Let's figure out what's causing these issues. And I'm like you. I try to avoid medications. If I have a problem with my fish, the first thing I go to is salt. Now, if it's past the salt stage, we're going to have to go to meds. And I got a whole little QT set up here. But a lot of times I find quarantine tanks are great for when you get new fish. But, however, if you have a sick fish in a tank, and if it's I don't know how many of these are contagious, you might as well go ahead and just do the whole aquarium, which sucks because that gets expensive.
Yeah.
if you got damaged fish, that's something you can go ahead and pull that fish out, put him in quarantine, and treat him separately so he's in a less stressed environment. But I try to start with salt as my first line of defense. I have fixed bloat and dropsy and goldfish betas and tiger barbs using Epsom salt baths, which
Oh yeah,
work better than any medication ever.
and it's
Better
better.
than
Sorry.
dude, it's better. It has worked better like than peas and all that stuff. Epsom salt
Yeah,
baths and salt, So
and it's also better in the sense that I've learned by trial and error. Um, Meds can blow out their kidneys and stuff, and you just kill your fish with the meds. So salt's way better. If you can use that first, use that first. Always try that first, because when you have to roll the dice on the meds might kill the fish.
yeah,
That happens.
well, they're already stressed out,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then you go do that, and it just adds fuel to the fire.
yeah.
Appreciate the super chat, Brandon or Wizzle. Thank you, buddy. AP tag, ladies and gentlemen. Let's forget to hit that like button. But you have so well. I guess we'll stick on fish health and medicine and things like that. So you can't get that stuff anymore, anyways. So what is have you found your success rate to be just using salt and doing things more naturally versus because I'm assuming when you first started, you were like, oh, I need these meds, and you did it. So you've
Oh
got the
yeah,
experience.
yeah. I've
And then one day you said, you know what? After some research, I'm going to do the salt thing. At what point did you say salt was way better than the meds?
I've only used the salt a few times. I don't even try. I try not to even do that. And so initially, I bought a bunch of baby discus and lost a bunch of baby discus, and I tried doing the med things to keep them alive, all that stuff. Pretty much just a dismal failure. It didn't work, and I started to wonder what's killing my fish. And I learned that it's basically bacteria in the water column, pathogens in the water column, right? That's where all the sickness starts. That's where it all begins.
Kind of like with humans
So
too.
yeah, yeah. If you live in a shitty environment, you're going to get sick because it's squalor, and if your people were pooping all over your house and peeing all over your house, and you'd get sick. You'd come down with dysentery and all kinds of nastiness, and you'd die too. So I decided that I'm going to take that approach instead.
Water quality.
Yeah, water quality. And then I started noticing, oh my God, it's working. And maybe a year and a half ago, I started saying to people, you know what, how you fix that? I'd see the problem. I'd see them in their videos asking, geez, what med do I need? What? I'm like, no. Go out and buy yourself a solid UV unit and do some more water changes, some more gravel vacuuming. And then they're like, no, I'm going to ruin my biotope. That'll destroy my biotope. And I'm like, what are they talking about? So then I ran into what I've come to call swamp tank scene. And I had watched some of their videos initially too, so I wasn't worried about my water and I thought biotope was good like everyone else initially, right? It killed a lot of fish because I did that, because I fell into believing that. And there's absolutely nothing good about it at all. I don't care what kind of fish you put in the water. You could put a beta fish that is actually adapted to a swamp into a swamp tank. It's going to do okay because it's sort of adapted to it. But if you put him in my water, he's going to live forever, and he's going to do better, and he's going to be happier, and he's going to be more vigorous, and he's just going to have a better life. Even that fish is going to do better in this kind of environment. And that's that. I sterilize the water. That's what I do. I literally and I go to great lengths to sterilize the water. And I could drink this water right now with the fish in it, and it's probably better than my damn tap water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get right back to that in a minute, Tara. It's probably blackbeard algae. I got it all the time. Maybe Shawn knows a way to get rid of this stuff. I got hella blackbeard algae, and if you get blackbeard algae on your plants, you might as well just cut the tree and throw it away.
Yeah. It hangs on. Yeah, it really does.
RC Joey, Mr. North, aka Shawn, turned me into a UVR. Mr. RC Joey, Shawn?
Yes, yes, yeah. He comments on my channel, and he did jump into the UV world, and he realized, oh my God, my fish are acting like they're alive now.
Mhm.
Amazing.
And
Like,
I think, because I've got that, what is it, the green machine?
yeah, what's wattage?
UV. It's the smaller one. It's whatever Petco had at the time.
Not
And I,
sufficient.
and I got it, and it's not, and I don't even use it. It's packed away. I haven't used it for years.
Yeah.
But to put a UV in 13 tanks, how is that possible? That's going to be efficient, do the job, and affordable.
Okay, I got it. God, I guess I got to pick up my phone. I'll show you exactly how I'm doing that. And this handled pretty much the entire basement. Well, first off, I got a Fluval FX6 UV, but technically I think they're 9 watts.
You're talking about that inline one.
Yeah, that inline one. I
Ain't
don't
that
have a
thing?
Fluval FX6, but I have one of those running on that discus tank right now.
Okay.
And I just popped a 400 gal per hour pump on it so that it would slower water over the bulb, because the flue valve's what, 2,000 gallons an hour. Well, and that light's made to work with 2,000 gallons per hour. So I just put 400 gallons per hour over that bulb. It sterilizes very well. But on the other side of the fish room here, and I've got his light off because he's pissed off I moved them still. I got these barrels, and these barrels act like a sump. You know what's taking care of this? A $20 13-watt UVC bulb takes care of this, all these tanks, because I run the water in a circuit. So in this tube, I don't know if I'm showing it well enough to you, but can you see me pulling the bulb out?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So all the water in this system actually passes through that tube several times an hour, and it's getting irradiated.
For clarification, you have all of your water in every tank connected, and you also introduce rainwater into that, correct?
Not rainwater. No. I use rain barrels for my discus tank water changes. So I just use the ones you'd use in a garden.
Mm-hmm.
And I rest my water because my city tap water's atrocious. So I have to treat it, heat it, rest it to get a lot of the junk out before I put it in my discus tanks. If I tap fill my discus, I'll kill them.
Okay, so what do you mean by that? So when you're filling a barrel up and you're doing what? What's the process steps to get that clean to your liking?
Okay, so I have RV block filters on my fill hose, right? They just screw in the hoses, so you can just
in line.
Yeah, in line, no problem. So I'm using those to strip because there's a lot of crap in my water from the city. So that strips probably about 90% of the crap out. But it doesn't get the chloramine and some other stuff. And there's lots of it because our water is just not good. So it's really dosed up. So then I fill two 60-gallon barrels of water with my tap water after it's gone through those filters. So there's two 20-micron filters in line. Then it goes into a 5-micron, and then it goes through a charcoal block filter, and then it goes into my barrels. I fill up my barrels, then I put in my safe, and I turn on the heaters and a bubbler, and it sits there with sponge filters and air stones. The bottom's got gravel on it. It's set up like each barrel's set up like a little fish tank.
Yeah.
And then I just roll the water in the barrel for at least 2 days. And then when it's water change time, I pump the water from the barrels into whatever tank I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're churning that water for a couple days, like naturally the chlorine's going to gas off anyway. So why do you even use safe?
Because it's chloramine and not chlorine.
Okay.
Chloramine will not gas off and it will not break down naturally. So you have to use safe. And my city used chloramine instead of. I wish my city used chlorine because then I would do what you're saying. I would just gas it off. That's the best way to do it, right? But also there's a lot of heavy metals in my water. not just naturally in my water, which is why I'm using the block filters. So the safe will neutralize a good number of those as well.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
And so you say you got all of your tanks connected for the
Correct.
water.
Except
And
for this one now. This one has been isolated now from my cold water tanks in the basement because I've just turned this into my discus main tank. My other previous main tank upstairs is still operating, but I've got too many fish now, and I've actually got a whole big batch of high quality fish coming next week. And so I'm preparing for that. So we've got 7 of my adults from upstairs now down in this tank to sort of keep it fish in cycled while I wait. And there'll be 10 more high quality adults going in this tank. I'll have 17 full grown adult discus down here. I've got 2 of my mated pairs upstairs with 8 babies. Yeah. So I'm gonna have a lot of discus soon.
so you just primarily keep discus. Do you have any other fish?
Oh yes, over here on the other side, I've got Oscars and parrotfish and some silver dollars, and I also have I also have a flower horn. Let's get the light on for him.
The discus is just your favorite and your main focus, though.
Yeah, yeah. Like these are regular fish, which are fun. They're nice to look at, but they require no effort.
You're right.
Like they really don't. It's this whole side here. I've got it linked up. It's 330 gallons, all linked together, and all these tanks. They've got cold water fish in them, and I only really need to, like, if I want to be super lazy, I could leave these things on autopilot and just feed them for a month because it's so much water, and there's a lot of fish, but the water stays good forever because like my sump is 120 gallons of rain barrels.
Right.
I use rain barrels to add water because it's really the cheapest way you can safely hold a large volume of water, and then holding it vertically takes up less space. So I call it barrel boosting. You got a 75-gallon tank, which really wouldn't be sufficient for this many fish, but linked into those barrels and the rest of all of the 330 gallons flowing through everything, the water won't spoil. Like you've got your tanks, the way you've set up, Jess, in the basement, they're all side by side by side. You can link them in together with ease. And God, the water quality in every single one of your tanks would go through the roof, and your workload would be cut in less than half. You wouldn't have to do nearly as much maintenance. And that's why I do it.
If I wanted to do that, what do you just use? So right now I do have PVC going to each aquarium, and I have a spigot at each one just for water changes when I fill them.
So you're halfway done.
So what would you do? Like
in your case,
connect each tank.
In your case, okay, say you got 2 or 3 tanks in a row. Let's say you got 3 tanks in a row, right? Your big ones. You got them lined up in a row. So in the central tank, I would put a sump under it, right? Even just a 25, 30 gallon sump underneath where it's something that'll fit underneath. And then what you do is you just buy an overflow box for each tank if you can't make your own, and a $20 400 gallon per hour pump like I've got down here for each tank, and then tubes connect them both to each other. To connect everything, and you run them all out of the same sump. Now they're linked. They're exchanging water with each other. So the middle tank has a sump under it. The 2 side tanks just have longer tubes pumping water in and taking water back into that same sump. And that would be one way. That would be one way to link 3 big tanks together. Yeah. So you might have to do that on each side of the wall, because you got 2 walls with long tanks. You get them all linked together, and then maybe a barrel in the middle of the room in the back of the wall, and you bridge it there, and the water just basically will circulate through everything and share everything. All the heaters, all the filters, everything shares, and you end up with just impeccable water that you don't have to fucking slave over.
Right.
my like everybody's like, oh, make a tank full of plants so you can be lazy. That's basically the theme. But this is the laziest way you could set up your if you got multi-tank syndrome, this is the laziest thing you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the laziest thing you could do. Autopilot. I can leave all of these fish down here all month, and the only reason I'd have to actually do anything is because I'd evaporate half a 75-gallon tank of water at the bottom of my rack, and I don't like top ups. I do water changes.
Right. RC says he had a half-banded spiny eel to his discus tank, just like yours.
Oh, they get along like they're brothers. It's amazing. Yeah, he'll love it in there. And although it's not recommended to run them at discus temperatures, mine has been in there for 2.5 years. He was a year old when I got him, and he's thriving. So, yeah, your eel will love it.
Wizzle was saying those UVs suck in his opinion, but better dollar ones than most. And so he just does the pool. Now, if Wizzle cleans pools for a living and he just uses the pool ones.
Oh, yeah. Well, upstairs, I have a 54-watt pond UV. It's like $100. But the ones I'm using right now is like I dropped $200 in gear just to get this up, and I can't put $100 on a big unit yet. But the ones that I'm running are sufficient. So that 13-watt $20 bulb is very powerful. You'd be surprised. It'll take care of that 330 gallons.
I remember you putting a video out about those. It was a short not long ago about those cheaper ones that you found that are stronger. But if you're just I thought you were just using like 1 or 2 in that barrel to feed all.
I'm using one 13-watt on that other side in the barrel to take care of all 330 gallons, and it does it like a champ.
Okay.
And it's only $20. So, but I could do better. I could do better than 13 watts. I could spend $100 and get one that's made for a pond. It's supposed to handle 8,000 gallons of water, 54 watts. That's what I have on the discus tank upstairs. Right. And the bulb lasts a year. So it's and even if the bulb starts getting weak, like it jumps from 54 watts down to 24 watts. So that's still overkill for my tank upstairs. Like it's, yeah. So overkill.
What about the common misconception of UV lights harming beneficial bacteria?
That's the problem. They don't harm beneficial bacteria at all because the beneficial bacteria always sticks to a surface. That's my answer to that. Yeah. You cannot. Yeah, it actually helps your beneficial bacteria, and here's why. Okay. When you have free-floating bacteria, and if you do not have a UV light in your system, you do have free-floating bacteria and other pathogens in your water column. They're floating around in there, and they're taxing your fish's immune system, whether you realize it or not. You might not be seeing it, but your fish are just strong enough to fight, and they're fighting successfully. But those pathogens are in your water column if you don't run UV, guaranteed. Those pathogens will tax discus and eventually kill them. That's why I do this. And again, the old school method was use medicine, but I can't do that. So I'm using UV. It's successful. But anyway, yeah, you got to kill the pathogens in the water column. Just wipe them out. Just wipe them out. That's what works. And it's going to work for every kind of fish out there. And it's better for their health.
And I noticed in your barrel you had a bunch of pot scrubbers for beneficial bacteria. Did I see a bunch of pot scrubbers floating in there? Is that what you just use, or are you into the rings? What's your favorite beneficial bacteria media?
I use everything. I don't pick a favorite. I put a little bit of everything because everything's got an advantage. So why not have every advantage? I got like stone slates in there. I got lava rock stuff. I got clay balls. I got gravel. I got chunks of porcelain tile from kitchen renovations. Just clean them off, throw them in because they didn't have any gloss on them.
Yeah.
Anything that bacteria can, and anaerobic bacteria gets in that stuff, right? So all those porous rocks and stuff, you're going after your anaerobic bacteria with that, and so that's what Dr. Novak goes after, for example. I didn't even know who Dr. Novak was last time I did a live stream, but someone mentioned him and I looked him up, and he's right. That anaerobic stuff works, and it's that's the only thing that actually breaks down um, nitrogen. But the real reason why it's benefiting your beneficial bacteria to run UV instead of like killing your benefit, because once the water column's clear and you've eradicated everything, you don't have a biotope anymore. All of the resources that bacteria eat, whatever kind of bacteria it is, they all eat the same food, right? It's all left over. 100% of it is available to the bacteria that sticks to your surfaces. And you want that bacteria, right? And it's going to be well fed. And if it's well fed, then its population is going to increase. And we're talking about the stuff that doesn't hurt our fish, but does clean our tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I take away the competition for that particular type of bacteria that we call beneficial bacteria, then its population is going to increase. If I have a whole bunch of swamp tank goop in my water eating up my beneficial bacteria's dinner, then my beneficial bacteria is going to decrease and the swamp stuff's going to become part of my cycle. And that swamp stuff's not stable. It rapidly reproduces. So you're basically setting yourself up for a crash. The beneficial bacteria will not crash your system. It takes 3 to 5 days to replicate. It cannot over-replicate. It cannot overproduce. But the stuff that floats around in your water, it can replicate in minutes. And it can overproduce. And it can starve out the good stuff. And then you get a crash. So everyone was trying to, like, when I started talking about UV, everybody was mad. It was like I was talking taboo. It was like I was the guy coming out, and it was weird. It was weird how the pushback I got. It was very strange because it didn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I just kept uploading my videos every day to say, look, here, check it out. Look at the conditions. Look at the fish. Look at the conditions. And people started saying, yeah, that looks pretty nice, and giving it a try. And here we are now. It's becoming acceptable. It's not taboo to talk about UV. And
well, UV also will take care of overgrowth of algae too, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
oh yeah, it takes the food away for stuff like that. Yeah. I haven't seen Blackbeard since I started doing this.
Yeah, I got Blackbeard. I got the brown, the green. I get cyanobacteria at times, but I think I've got a hold of that finally. I had that with a few tanks, but just removing physically as much as I can. I always thought, the mature tank builds and gets stronger over time. Everything should balance out. But I had some imbalances still in a few of these tanks, and I was getting cyanobacteria, the overgrowth of Blackbeard algae, and things like that. Yeah. And I just kept physically removing it. I even tried the erythromycin trick. Tim will swear by the blackout method to get rid of cyanobacteria. But I think just by physically removing it and doing more frequent water changes, I've always promoted, I don't do water changes but once a month. And it's still true to this day. If I'll do it every 3 weeks to a month. But if I would increase that water change, I would have less algae. I would have less cyanobacteria and things like that. Cyanobacteria is a bacteria, and it thrives where there's not a lot of flow. So down there on a substrate, on a rock, places where there's not a lot of flow.
Well, what does it eat?
Go ahead.
But what does it eat? Why is it there? It's there because it's eating something, and that something's in your water column.
Right.
My water column's sterile. There's no food in it. Look at this tank. This tank has been running for nearly 2 years. Look at those fake plants. Do you see a freaking drop of anything growing on them?
Nope.
I haven't touched them. I haven't cleaned them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Your tanks
look at those rocks in the back. And I don't do fuck all.
Yeah.
I scrub my glass once every 2 weeks because it's got white beneficial bacteria buildup and nothing else on it. My glass gets milky white, not green, milky white. And that milky white shit is cleaning my tank like a mother, like that's the stuff we want.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there it is. There's not a spot of algae, and it's not because I scrubbed my glass. I have to scrub this glass in a week and a half.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah. And I could go upstairs and show you my discus tank, and the rocks get a little bit of the green spot style algae all over it, and it grows fairly strong. I just flip them over and they're clean on the other side. But that's it. That's all that tank sees, green spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still hate green spot, but this one doesn't get the green spot. And I think that's because I put the lights. See this? This is my lid. It's tinted glass or tinted plexiglass. And then I put my lights on top of the tinted plexiglass. I think that's helping.
To reduce algae.
No algae. That might be doing it too. That's a factor I should bring up.
Yeah, because I have that problem a lot. I use nothing but glass lids. I like my glass tops, but I mean, that is a chore. That is a weekly chore. I can scrub the algae and all the crap off them. By next weekend, it's already growing back on there. So I try to stay away from the lights that sit on top of the tanks just because I like nothing on the top of my aquariums when I want to do work. I don't have to move a freaking light. So I started independent lighting.
Tint your lights. Get a strip of your plexi, or just get some some of that stick-on tint.
Yeah.
And then cut a section where your light's going to sit on your plexi. Try that.
I think a diffuser or something like what you're saying is the key, because I can lower the intensity. I can get rid of the blue, the red spectrums. I can lower the amount of hours they're on, but I get algae every freaking time.
Yeah. Yeah. The plexi, I think, is what's doing it. This tank it never gets any, where my other tank gets green spot. There's not even green spot here. Nothing ever. So it's gotta be the tinted plexiglass.
Yeah. Paul Scott has a question. How long does the UV lights last before you replace them?
It's good to change them every 6 months if you want to, but typically they last 8,000 hours. That's when I read the boxes, always saying 8,000 hours.
Okay.
So if you go 4,000 to 6,000 hours and change them out, you can't do any. They'll be strong enough the entire time. Yeah.
Have you ever tested that rating?
I don't know how to test that. All I know is, what does my water look like and how are my fish doing, right? And you can tell if it's working or not.
So that's what I was going to ask. So how do you tell if a UV light's working or not? Your water starts getting a little bit more cloudy. Is the light bulb itself stop lighting up?
It'll look more yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah, the water starts looking yellow again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I notice. The water the light traveling through the water. You know what I mean by yellow? Or like the swamp tanks all start looking yellow.
Oh yeah, like I was telling you before the stream started, that Mabuna tank. I know it's time to clean a filter, or it's been too long for a water change, because you get that yellow, murky, crappy water. So I'll do a water change right there, and boom, beautiful, pristine water again.
Yeah, well, when the UV's running, the yellow doesn't happen because everything's getting killed. Yeah, that yellow is a biology in your water.
Yeah.
Reflecting the light.
Yeah, it's looking good right now. But
I have to look over here.
I don't seem to have a lot of issues doing the things the way I do it. But I still do the required maintenance every month.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you got to do whatever's required, and that's it. And every fish is different. Like I said, the other side of this wall, I can leave it for a month. I don't have to feel guilty about it. Everything's beautiful, and the fish are healthy. And I could. I don't leave it for a month. I typically do them every 2 weeks, longest. But if I had to, if I got laid up in the hospital, that room would survive without me. My discus, though, no, they need me every week, every single week. Yeah. But even the way I set up my discus tanks, they last a week. Everybody else has to change their water every day.
You know what you got to figure out now?
What?
How to have water constantly flowing through all your tanks.
Oh, I know how to do that. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm flowing when I link them, but you mean fresh water in, dirty water out?
All the time, all day long, just like nature.
Yeah, yeah. I could do that, but I would need a 300-gallon storage tank because my tap water sucks.
Yeah.
Hear you. It's doable. I don't have the space here though. One day I'll have a warehouse and I'll be doing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll
I
all be automated, and my Tesla robots are going to walk around and feed
yeah.
all my fish. You know,
Well, you got to get some more people assimilated.
oh, that too, that too. We just got Stubbs. We just got
Yeah.
Stubbs. So I need a little extra muscle for him. So we worked that out. But
Yeah. Those shorts are great.
yeah, I'm having fun with them, and
Yeah.
some people like them, so some people don't. But that's
It's
life.
all it's
You
all
can't please them all. So
yeah, I seen that argument on that one and but it's fun to you got to have fun with what you're doing. If you can't,
yeah,
what's the point of doing it?
yeah. Like it's not like I'm being serious.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
my anti swamp tank message is still there. That's not gonna go away because I truly believe in it. And I don't know when they challenged me, a few of them, and they went out and bought a bunch of baby discus and threw it in those style tanks. And I there was at least 3 channels that did it, and all those fish are dead,
Yeah, I think
including Jim Jones's. He just keeps
he,
replacing fish and showing you 6 months later.
right. And MD, I think I seen that one video with MD
His
trying
fish are
to
alive. His fish are alive. So hats off to him.
but they're not growing to full potential.
Yeah, yeah, and that therein lies the problem, right? With that setup, it's it, if he went out and bought full grown fish, no one would ever know. But you can't grow babies like that. No, you can't do that. It's you can put adults in that, but you can't put babies in that.
Now I watch a guy like uh Dan. You ever watch Dan at Everyday Fish Keeping?
Yeah, yeah. He's got the like purple stuff or blue or purple liner stuff around us. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking
Yes.
about.
And he got discus that were gifted to him by one of his watchers, and he does
Mhm.
nothing special. He doesn't worry about temperature. He doesn't worry about pH. He just does water changes as he would do
Yeah.
with every one of his other fish, and never has a problem with them discus. And if you go to his next live stream, usually on Friday nights, they're
Yeah,
still there.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
They're consistency. That's all they need. As long as you're consistent, and like he's clearly changing, he's not letting his tank get too far away from his water source, right? Which is probably straight tap water, and he's got probably got a real nice well and everything. That all helps, right? But his routine is consistent, so he doesn't ever the the TDS and pH in his tank doesn't ever get terribly far off from his tap water, and that's why he's never having any trouble.
yeah.
You know, if you get too lazy with discus, that happens. Like when any fish will die from that, really. But discus will definitely take a nosedive to improper treatment. Yeah,
So
he's got a good routine. He's got a
yeah,
good
Jim
routine.
says he's never kept discus or a fish I will never keep again. That's something I want to try it, but I don't want to pay the price tag for them.
You've got enough attention. You should be able to get somebody to like send you some, and
Yeah, I've been
it's just
working
right
on
out there.
Jose. Jose said he's going to send me some when he gets babies.
There you go. Yeah, that could be a couple years away. It's babies don't show up. It's almost a lottery because that's why I'm buying so many fish or trying to accumulate so many discus because out of every 10 you might get one good pair that'll actually rear babies. And the parents need to rear the babies for the first like at least week and a half. You can't just take the babies away and do it like every other fish. They have to eat the slime coat. So much harder to produce babies with these fish, especially
Yeah.
if you're starting from scratch like me and growing them out and trying to get pairs. I can get all sorts of fish to lay eggs, but can they parent? Still working on that. So
Now, I'll tell you a fish that I've noticed over the years that will tell you when there's something wrong with your tank,
mhm.
and that's the goldfish.
Interesting.
I've had many goldfish over the years. They sulk, they hang out at the bottom.
Mhm.
You can clearly see that they are not happy. As soon as you do a water change, they're swimming in it, they're loving it, they're back to vitality again. Yeah. Especially the damn fancies. I don't like fancy goldfish. I like the normal ones. But
Uh-huh.
goldfish, I don't know if you know about goldfish, but they're truly a special fish. They have adapted in evolutional. I'm not saying that right. They have adapted over the years to live in low oxygen environments. And how they do that is they're able to, what is it, change the carbohydrates or something like that in their body and convert it to alcohol. So if there's like no oxygen, they can convert the carbohydrates in their body to alcohol, and you can expel alcohol easier than you can now carbohydrates, which allows them to keep breathing in low oxygen environments. And
Wonder if
so
they get, wonder if they
I'm
get drunk,
yeah, but
right?
I did some research on them. The goldfish are freaking tanks, man. They really are. I have one fancy goldfish that I've had that's been better than any of the rest of them, and he's still going today. The rest of the fancies I've always had because they're compact, their
Yeah.
organs are all together, and they're more susceptible to things like bloat. And I was all constantly battling that with them. And I would only feed every other day. I was feeding high quality food. Like, what is going on? This guy here, since I've been on Northfin Foods, this guy here never had a problem with bloat again. And if you look at Northfin Foods protein, which is 40+%, it's okay because it's the highest marine grade proteins you can get in a food, and it doesn't cause bloat, unlike the subpar proteins you get in these other foods that are junk that does cause bloat. And
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I love Darius Northman. I know you like Northman, you just got a haul of it, and
Oh yeah.
Darius, and he's
Yeah.
up there.
Darius hooks me up. Thank God too, because it
Yeah.
really helps me keep the lights on, so to speak. I got
Yeah.
a lot of fish.
And I was just talking with him because I have his number because he sponsors the channel. You know that.
Yep.
And I had a video. I'm working on a video idea, and I wanted some input on it. And he gave me some input. So that'll be an interesting video to put out here.
Awesome.
And it has to do with New Life Spectrum Foods, which I think is a decent food, versus Northfin is what this video is going to be about.
Interesting.
And I learned some things that I didn't realize. So that'll be a good video I got coming out.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I always like learning about, protein and nutrition. I'm also always trying to do things. I'm on a budget like you never seen before. So it's feed the fish as best I can without breaking the bank, right? So
yeah, and that's what's nice about Northfin. It's got everything you need in the fish food. It's super healthy, and it doesn't. I always say, is the fish food good for the fish and the aquarium? Because foods can foul your tank.
Oh yeah.
Since I've been on Northfin, I never have a freaking issue.
I stopped using beef heart because it's bad for my water, and I'm just we all know how I feel about water. Beef heart will foul up your water with bacteria, especially if you're not running UV. If you got discus, you're feeding them beef heart, and you're not using UV. Oh my God, you're in trouble. It's
beef heart food to be beef heart. Period. It seems silly. When's the last time you saw a fish eating a hamburger out in the pond?
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Yeah, it doesn't happen. If you're using beef heart, you're going to be daily water change guy and all that, and that's not me. So I ditched it.
Well, I don't know if you're willing, and you don't have to. It's your choice. Just if you want to, would you be willing to walk around and show us some of your tanks?
Yep.
Cool.
Let's see here. Can I flip cameras? The other camera's probably better.
Yeah, you go to settings, camera, and then you can pick front or back.
Okay, let's go with.
And make sure it'll also give you a switch you can toggle to mirror your image in case you're backwards.
Oh, well, I think we're looking at a tank now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Is the image right like it should be, or is it backwards?
It seems to be right. Oh no, it is backwards. Yeah,
Okay.
It is backwards.
So there's a button that says mirror your image. You can flip that and it'll fix it.
Okay, I'm looking for it. I really got to get better at this. Where is it?
And then as far as being able to turn your phone horizontally for a full screen, that's a settings you're going to have to probably change in your phone. But you don't have to worry about it now.
I'm not finding this mirror thing. I'm not in the app. I'm just on the website.
So StreamYard is browser based. It's not an app.
Okay. I'm looking for it. Settings, maybe. Watch, I'm going to get kicked out of here.
It's up to you. It's preference. We can see your fish just fine.
There, I see mirror my camera, so I uncheck that.
Is it on or off?
It's on.
Just flip it. and it should swap.
There, right? Let's see. Yeah, this is correct. Okay.
Yeah, your
And
fish are facing the other way now.
okay. And close this. Everybody still there? Good. Okay, good. So this is my new main discus tank, and I'm in the process of setting it up. I've got actually probably stuff sitting on my step right now from Amazon to put down here. And I just put another secondary heater in it. A 600 watt Fedor, and I got an 800 watt Higer. Everything's redundancy. You can't have, if you got to expect something to fail, so you have to have something else to
Do you
not kill your
use
fish.
heater controllers?
Yeah, I got the Inkbirds back here. Okay, so they're both
Mhm.
plugged into it. But if you notice, my temperature is 87, and I got the Inkbird set to 88. So if I pass 88, the Inkbird's going to shut everything down. But
Okay.
because these are smart controllers, they work better than the Inkbird. They just work better than the Inkbird. So, like for example, they'll pulse about 100 watts each every now and then just to maintain temperature. Instead of going a full 800 watts and a full 600 watts, they'll just pull. If this one turns on while we're talking, it'll be great. But this will turn red. You'll see it say maybe 80, 110 watts. It won't use the full 600 watts because it's just maintaining the heat. So they save you a lot of money if you actually use the smart controller over the Inkbird. So I set the
What's
Inkbird a
who
little
makes a
higher.
smart controller?
They're built in. This one's made by Higer. It's built into the Higer heater. And this one's made by Fedor. It's built into the Fedor heater in the same way. And
Okay.
they, because they operate with that low energy pulse all the time to just maintain the temperature, it's way more economically. It helps the hydro bill big time. So I set these to 87. I set the Inkbird to 88. So I still have the Inkbird protecting me from cooking my fish. It's a little backwards, but it works. And these take over and do the smart job because the Inkbird's stupid. And the Inkbird will shut off if these guys go defective on me and want to cook my fish. The Inkbird will still do its job and save the day.
That's because there is listening to your explanation. He's looking at what you're pointing at.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He's like, "What
So-
you got, Dad?"
Yeah. Now we're gonna come over here. Pardon my basement. It's freaking everything's upside down right now.
It's all right.
This is a 65 gallon tank, and it's basically just going to be for my flower horn. But my flower horn has been pissed off since I moved him, and I think I got to take those silver dollars out. I think he might not like them, but
Okay.
being being roommates, so I'm gonna have to move some fish around. This is my parrotfish tank, and it's got mainly parrotfish, a couple silver dollars, and two small male Oscars. I had these fish were actually all in the first tank I showed you, but I needed to take it back for discus. So
Okay.
I'm going to build all of these fish a Stubbs Aquatic style pond because I got lots of room in my basement still.
Mm-hmm.
But I just can't do that for a few weeks, so they have to wait here.
Okay.
So yeah, that's those guys, and then we'll take you upstairs to see.
You talking about that pond he built on his porch?
He's got one in his basement made of wood.
Or that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing that. So this is my discus tanks.
If you reach out to Higer, they make a pond liner. You could ask to review it. They might send it to you for free. Tommy got one, and he's impressed with it.
I'm gonna try that. They're not good about. They got lists and shit, and then my list isn't as good as your list because they don't send everything to Canada. So
Oh, okay. All right. You froze on us. Uh-oh. I think he froze on us.
and my mated pairs in here. That's a pair.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, these males are just turned into monsters. They still got time to grow.
I see that as a fish. There's a couple fish I want to get. There's not too many more fish I want to get. I want to get Geophagus Venis, and I would love to try my hand at some of these discus, like that
Well,
one right there. And is that a pigeon right there on the right?
no, these are Turks, brilliant turquoise, and
Okay.
he's got what they call the explosion pattern here. These are
Hmm.
pigeons. They're white
Really?
pigeons,
Okay.
and
They're
he's
not
a
white.
really
They're
nice
red.
example. Well, yeah, the orange, but like they call when he looks like the male, they call them white pigeons, and then they don't show up very often. Like pigeons just produce these, but yeah, I'm lucky to have one to be honest, and he's huge too. So he's turning out to be perfect grow out, and I'm at the point where I'm just growing them out perfect now. But like these guys here are only a few months old, and they're freaking already almost 4 inch,
Yeah, they're
and
beautiful.
so those will be my year 3 grow outs, and they're going to be perfect because I've figured it out. Like, so don't be afraid to get yourself some discus because, well, I mean, I don't want to tell you how to set up your tank. I realize people get upset about that and everything else, but you can look at what I did, build your own system with some of the, whatever. But I could help you not fail, is my point. I definitely can
Yeah.
do that. I've done it for several people now, and they're all very happy with the results. And all they had to do was be brave enough to try to do something a little different. But you won't need meds. I haven't touched meds in so freaking long. It's not even funny. Like
Touched a
I
what?
don't know if that's normal. Medication, you won't need medication.
Oh, I got you.
I haven't used medication in forever. Fish meds, yeah. Head back downstairs.
The less is best with that.
Yeah, it really is. So. But yeah, and then I link barrels together and
What were you hiding
increase
there? Super
volume.
secret hidden project?
Nah, just my house. I don't want people
Bullshit.
mapping
You
my
got a
house.
super secret hidden project that's going to blow
Yeah,
the
look,
fish
you see
keeping
that
world up.
mess over there? I do. This is my secret project right now, but I showed everybody. I couldn't help myself. I was going to wait till the fish showed up and just go, boom, look at this. But
So you mentioned earlier you got a big haul coming.
yes, I'm getting fish that are 2+ years old. So roughly, they'll probably be like this guy here. And they were originally purchased at Chicago Discus, which is a very expensive discus store that sells really high quality stuff. And they're coming my way. I'm getting 10 of them.
Nice.
Full, beautiful. Yeah. We're just waiting on the weather.
So what is
And it's
the
starting to warm up.
natural, what's the natural lifespan of a discus?
10 to 15 years
Have
under
you
proper conditions and, good water.
have you reached that before in the past?
Never. I'm this, I think May will be my 3rd year back into fish keeping. And I started
Okay.
with discus. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
What is the max size of the average size of a discus will reach?
again, all depends on the conditions. That's where these fish get, what you
And
want to do is grow out
I'm
the big
assuming
ones. Like
species too.
in the wild, I've seen them up in the 12-inch. No problem.
Yeah. They get size of a dinner plate, no?
Yeah, like a 12-inch dinner plate. And well, dinner plate depends. It's sort of like where's the dinner plate been made? Because some dinner plates are like 9-10 inches, and other dinner plates are 12-14 inches. But I don't think discus get 14 inches. They can definitely, oddball one gets to be 12. Between 9 and 11 inches is probably the normal peak size.
Okay.
9 and 11 inches is
so. What is your favorite discus species? Model, if you will.
the wild heckles. If I could get those, I would buy those only, and I would absolutely love it. But I can't even get them. I could drive hundreds of miles and not find them. I could probably get them shipped here, but I can't afford to do that. So I'm not that kind of guy. I go to the local pet shop. There's one pet shop in town. that might have discus every now and then, and that's where I've been getting mine. And they're B grade discus, the ones I've been getting, and I've just been doing my best with what I can get.
What makes the grade A, B, C, D? What is it? Color, size, or what?
Yeah, shape, size, eye to body size ratio is probably one of the shape and the eye to body size ratio are probably the two biggest factors for grading a fish. So the smaller its eye is to the size of its body is so this guy, for example,
So the
the back
smaller on
here,
the eye, the
look
bigger the
at him.
body is better.
Yeah, you see that guy in the back? Look at his eye, how small it is. Okay, now look at the
Yeah.
guy in front of him here. Look how big that
Right.
eye is in comparison. So he's lower quality. He's a lower quality fish, or well, he wasn't grown out right, and that's one of my year one fish. So, you live and learn. That's learning curve stuff. His brother's back there, same problem. Then the year two fish, like these red ones, nice eyes, not so bad, right?
Yeah.
And then I go upstairs and I show you my mated pairs. Those are year two fish, and their eye to body size ratios are just freaking stellar. Like each one of those fish is worth $500.
Yeah.
Whereas these big eye ones, I'd be lucky to get two bills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's a
so
major difference.
yeah, it really. So yeah, you could $80 fish versus $500 fish. Yeah, if you grow them out right. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And what do you primarily feed them? What do they like the best? What's the best thing to feed a discus?
Well, to get them on nutritious stuff like Northfin's food, mine, honestly, the Northfin that they love the most, and the type of foods you want to feed them are the stuff like flakes that float around in the column that don't get away from them too fast. They can chase them around and pluck them out of the air. Those are the foods that are most successful. The stuff that sinks to the bottom right away is probably going to stay on the bottom because they don't like to eat off they will eat off the bottom, but they don't like to. And
So what about the Bug Pro, or is that too big for them?
no, they like it, but it's not visible enough. That would be my complaint. It seems like they need bright colors. So anything that's red, like bloodworm red, they go right after. Like I got this Tetra stuff. I don't have it down here, but it's Tetra granules, and it's made specifically for discus, but it's like a cheap brand, right? They all love it. And it floats around as I described, and it's red. And they can see it like all the way across the tank, and they'll run around and eat every last scrap of that shit. Yeah. And they all love it. Like each discus is a fussy eater, and you'll got some that just want to eat one thing or the other. And so you got six or seven foods just to keep them all fed, because some of them won't eat food A and other ones won't eat food B. And it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but they'll all eat that fucking red Tetra pellet. I don't know why. Yeah, it's a cheap. Everyone says it's cheap garbage. No, whatever they'll fucking eat, give it to them.
You can have the most expensive, most high quality food in the world. If they're going to eat it, it ain't doing them very well. So
Yeah,
that's why
exactly.
you're 100% on that. Like my parrots, and I've discussed this before, because the parrotfish have those misshaped mouths. I have to use a gop of flakes, and they have to be larger, and I have to put them in the water and let them go, so it's in like a cloud. Then they can go up to it and suck that in.
Yeah,
they have a hard time eating.
They do. Yeah, I keep mine fed though. Mine like the Bug Pro. Actually, my parrots have no trouble with the Bug Pro.
Paul Scott would like to know if you've ever dealt with air bladder infection with your discus.
Give them the Bug Pro, and they're eating that right up. My blues and my orange ones. Pretty small and soft.
Oh, you pros.
Did I lose connection?
You do. Yeah, this is the second time, but you're back.
Okay. Sorry about that. Let me check.
Paul Scott said, have you ever had to deal with air bladder infection with your discus? And if so, how'd you deal with it?
No, but I would use Epsom salts.
Yeah, Epsom salt works really well. I pull mine out, put them in a bucket, and for 30 minutes every day until it goes away. And then I stop feeding it.
I try not to get I like higher body discus, but don't like the ones that look like they're like stretched high body discus. They're the ones that have just like your goldfish. You
Right.
know, there's that's spread into them too hard, and their body shape it's beautiful looking, but they're mutants, you know. And then yeah, you get all the bloat all the time, and that's I don't see that because my fish are normal shaped ones so far. We'll see what happens with the new batch, but they all looked pretty normal shaped, so I shouldn't see any of that either. But there's going to be
I
some fancy ones. Like they're freaking gorgeous. Let me tell you, this guy looked after them good.
yeah. Yeah, it's looking great. And is there anything else you'd like to share with us as far as tips, tricks, hints for successfully keeping discus and to not just to
Gravel vac,
survive, but to thrive?
gravel vac, at least once a week, very thoroughly.
Now, do
Don't.
you have to keep gravel with discus, or you can do sand?
I think sand's a bad idea personally because it traps stuff, and people don't want to clean it. So what I do is sand has advantages and gravel has advantages. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I mix them: 50% sand, 50% gravel. There's sand in here,
Okay.
and there's gravel. So because it's not just sand, I can use a regular gravel vac, setup on it. And because it's 50-50, when I'm vacuuming, the gravel tumbles and keeps the sand from going up.
That's what I was going to ask next. You're probably sucking all your
Yeah.
sand.
No, I'm not, because when the motion's happening, the gravel tumbles at the bottom, knocks all the sand. Just you don't suck all your sand out. And then the sand is filling in the gaps between the gravel, right? At 50%.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting the benefit of it keeping the poop up so my filters can, that's what the sand does for you. Keeps the
Okay.
poop up so your filters can get it. So I get the best of both worlds. And then the gravel, being ceramic, has a bunch of little porous holes in it, right? So that means you're getting anoxic bacteria out of your gravel. In your gravel, it's helping you out. And the anoxic bacteria is the only thing that breaks down nitrates and turns it into gas that leaves your aquarium. If you want it to do that as much as you can, I don't believe bare bottom tanks and discus
Mm-hmm.
are the greatest idea unless you're breeding.
Right.
And
Makes sense.
yeah, moam is your enemy and anything that rots. So if you want plants, great. Don't stick them in the ground where you can't see the roots. Mount them up somewhere where you can watch the whole plant and get rid of the rot. If you keep the rot away, you can have as many plants as you want. If you're not going to maintain your plants and you're going to let the old stuff rot in your tank, you'll kill your discus.
Okay. And now, is that why you have the air filter coming out of that plant there, or is that just for you looks?
Yeah, I actually want to get a bubble bar, but I haven't done that yet. So it's crappy bubbles for now. But there's going to be a bubble bar back there, and I like to have lots of bubbles, lots of oxygen, lots of gas exchange. Yeah.
Okay. From what I understand, in a handful of sand, there's more beneficial bacteria than that could be built up in an entire filter.
Well,
Now, is that just a
50% of
particular
my
bacteria, or is that all of it in the sand?
Well, you see, it won't be anoxic style bacteria. It'll be beneficial though, correct? And but I mean, your sump is going to have way more stuff in it too, and there's more than one kind of bacteria. The gravel with all of the little porous holes in the rock, and the fact that it's deep, it like the gravel's got some depth, so that means there's a spot inside there where oxygen can't get to. Anoxic bacteria will occupy that. And you can't do that with a grain of sand. There's not enough depth for anoxic bacteria to exist. The way that anoxic bacteria exists with the sand is they trap it. They trap it in a gas pocket under the soil. That's dangerous. That's dangerous because it'll build up and accumulate. And then when you do disturb your soil, you release stuff in your tank it would kill discus, in my opinion. So by mixing a 50-50, everything stays loose. And never use like play sand or sands that pack up. You want to use like silica sand that whenever you stick your hand in the tank, you can run your fingers through and it's loose every time you
Yeah.
touch it. Okay.
Yeah. I
If
made
it
the
packs up and you got to dig into it, you've made a mistake. You've made it,
yeah.
get it out. Yeah.
Yep. I made that
Yeah.
mistake with play sand in my 375. I got it
Yeah.
because it was cheap. It was close. And I hate play sand, and I knew it before I did it. It's filthy. It's like combing a cat, right? You can comb a cat
Mhm.
500 times, you're still getting fur out. You can clean
Yep.
that skin 500 times, it's still filthy. And I wish
Yeah.
I'd have never put it in there.
Well, you know what's going to happen? You should get it out because it's gonna pack up like hard pack, okay, and it's gonna push the center seams of your tank apart eventually.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it out for sure and
You
replace
know
it.
expansion and contraction, so it's gonna hard pack first when the weather's like cooler, and then things will get warmer, and boom, you'll pop your seams. Yeah, I would get it out. You need something that's always gonna move on its own when you run your fingers through.
And what you're saying is true because you look at jungle vow, and I got jungle vow in this tank. It's a
Yeah,
plant that roots off, it traces. It's having a hell of a time growing in that sand.
yeah, it's probably already hard packed. Your tank's at risk. Sorry to say. I don't
Yeah.
mean to be I'm not trying to criticize you. I'm trying to help you, like not wreck
Oh,
your beautiful
oh,
tank. Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
No, I got you 100%. And I planned on replacing it. I hate it. I hate it. What I can
yeah,
do is take half out at a time, just so I don't remove all that bacteria at once. Fill it with like pool filter sand, which is one of my favorite.
yeah,
It's denser, it's lighter, like you say, as far as running your fingers through. It doesn't
yeah.
float in the water column as easy to get in filters. And
Hmm.
then I'll just take the other half out and then fill it up.
One nice cheap solution.
Yeah, sure.
You gotta wash it first. It's a little dirty when you bring it home. You wash it, but then it's good. Sandblasting sand.
Oh yeah, I got that in a lot of my tanks
Yeah,
as well.
cheap, doesn't bind up.
But it's black.
Um, there's this other stuff I'm using in this tank. It's called green grit, and it's made of old wine bottles, old green wine bottles,
Okay.
and they
So
turn it into blasting sand. They did just crushed it back into a sand form. It's like crushed up wine bottles, so it's transparent green and white mixed
safer than
together.
fish.
Yeah, because it's just glass.
Yeah. Yeah, I got
It's just
black
a glass.
diamond sandblasting sand in a lot of these aquariums.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always used, that and pool filter sand.
I'll show you that. You can see the green grit over here a little better. You can just see what kind of look and texture it gets. It's just busted up wine bottles. You see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually kind of natural looking. So if you don't want the black look, it's the actual brand name, Green Grit. And it's $50 for like $6. 50
Yeah.
pounds for like $6.
Well, that's
So
what
you can get,
irritated me.
yeah.
That's what was irritating me because you used to be able to get that stuff. When I first started doing it, it was like 10, 10 or $15. It was $10 for 50 pounds, and now it's like went up to 20 something.
Wow. Yeah, like if you buy aquarium sands, forget it. Like from Pet Shop,
Oh
it'll
well,
rob it. Be
dude,
like 400
I got
freaking
videos
dollars.
on
Yeah.
I got videos on this subject, and you just reverse it. It's like $20. It's like $50 for 20 pounds. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're over $200 filling up any size tank.
Yeah. Yeah. And I couldn't do that. So I had to find alternatives. That green grit
Yeah.
stuff, it's right on but you do have to rinse it out because it's got little pieces of bottle label mixed in there, little white pieces of paper, right? But you just
Yeah.
when you put water into it and just let it overflow, all the paper just goes over the top, and then
Yeah.
you get the glass left. So,
Okay.
but that's it.
Yeah.
It's not dirty. It's just got some paper in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll do is I'll just take a shop vac, suck all that crap. Right. That's the best way to get it out. Just to put a shop vac in there, let it take that and the water. I'll just put the constant drain and drain it out till I get half of
Mhm.
it taken out. And then I'll just call this a water change and fill it up and wait a couple of weeks and do the other half type thing.
You water change with a shop vac.
No, no, I'm saying if I wanted
Oh,
to remove this play sand, that's how I do it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It's
That'll
just the
work great.
fastest way to do sand.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be a big job, but
Hmm. Yeah, because I can barely reach the bottom of this tank with my hands.
yeah, yeah. That's probably rough too.
It is. It's hard.
I have
Like
a
it.
hard time with one of mine on the rack, and I can imagine.
Yep. Trying to even get plants in there is so hard. You have to get in it.
Put some shorts on and just crawl
Yep.
in, eh?
Yeah, it's the only way. You
Well,
gotta
yeah,
get down in there.
but it's worth it. It's beautiful. If I had that tank, I would do it. I would put up with it. Yeah. When I saw you building, I was like, "Oh, I'm jealous." Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you seen that video where from start to finish?
Yeah, yeah. You glued that all together yourself, and brilliant. And it's just what'd you pay? Oh, I guess you might not want to say that publicly,
No, I
but
don't
yeah.
care.
What's
I
that
didn't make
cost?
it. I had aquarium terrarium build it.
Oh,
Yeah, I had this made custom from a guy in Yorktown, Virginia, aquarium terrarium builder. He's on Facebook. He built this, brought it here and delivered it to me and everything.
in
And
slabs and then glued it together.
yep,
That's,
yeah, these
yeah,
don't get
yeah. I swear
silicone.
I watched. Yeah, it was glued together. Yeah, it came in
Mhm.
slabs. I was watching you glue it together. I thought
No,
I
no,
saw
no,
you
no.
gluing it. Yeah,
That
that was him
video
gluing
you
it
watched
together.
was him building it and his shop. He built the
Oh,
tank and then delivered the whole thing here.
okay. I thought you built it at your house, and I mistook him for you. My apologies.
Nope, nope. He built it and delivered it, and I just paid him. I think it was like $3,500. That's with a 375-gallon aquarium. I got the black acrylic on the back for so I have a black background. I didn't have to do
Yeah,
anything with, right?
yeah.
Recessed built-in hinges, locks on the lids, and holes drilled custom for my Fluval FX6s, and I can add another third one on here if I want, and a feeding
Beautiful.
port all for about $3,500 or something.
That's a great deal for something that big.
Oh god,
Wow.
dude, I've seen some of these tanks for sale smaller than this one, and they want 5-6 grand.
Yeah. Even this tank new would be almost that. Like a rimless, they're
Yeah,
expensive because they use thicker glass, eh?
right.
And yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, that's a great deal. What you
that's what
got?
I figured. My wife actually found it. I'm like, well, if you're gonna let me get my monster tank, because that glass one was a letdown. Which, by the way, I finally had somebody come pick up. They're building a plywood tank. He drove 2 hours to
Okay.
pick that bitch up. So, and it's been sitting here forever. I need it out of my yard. I just gave it to him for free.
Yeah, yeah.
Get it the hell
Yeah,
out of my
sometimes
yard. He had become with
I
three dudes. It's so heavy, dude. And that's the other thing. That 300-gallon glass Eurobrace tank was 500 pounds dry. This one, me and my stepson picked up and brought in here. It feels about the same weight as a 125-pound glass, 125
yeah,
gallon glass tank.
yeah. Yeah, this was near 500 pounds. It
Yeah,
was
they're
almost
heavy.
impossible to get in here.
Fucking heavy.
And it's only like I think it's 110 gallons,
Hmm.
but the glass is just stupid thick and it weighed a lot. I don't know. I did not think it was going to weigh what it did. I almost died, and I couldn't lift it today.
No.
2 years ago, I
Hmm.
got a hernia now. I couldn't lift this if I tried.
Yeah.
I'd end up in the hospital.
Oh god, yeah. And after having this acrylic aquarium, honestly, going forward, if I was to replace any of my aquariums, I would probably just go. I would probably have that guy build me more, and I would slowly get rid of all these glass tanks and just have
Yeah,
him build me more.
yeah, it's gorgeous. Acrylic looks nice. I like the clarity,
Yep.
and
You got to be
unless you
careful you
treat
don't
it,
scratch them.
yeah, yeah, just got to treat it gentle. But I'm okay with that. Actually, I
Mhm.
use the sponges just to clean this tank that you would use for acrylic because I don't want to scratch my glass either,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
keeps things nice, gets the job done. But yeah, I don't know. That's and I my only other tip would be double up on everything, right? Like, don't keep one heater, keep two.
Yes, I agree with
Not
that.
every different kind of filtration you can throw at it is also like there's every like chemical,
Yeah.
sponge,
Move a fluidized bed. I like them
yeah,
fluidized filters.
yeah, all of them. Run them all, and you'll find success that way too, because everything has an advantage. So use them all.
RC Joey said, LOL, I just started a discus tank water change just now.
There you go.
Hashtag water change
See?
Saturday.
Yeah, yeah. Heck, I might do one just for the hell of it. I don't even need to do one today, but
Something to
I
do.
think I'm
Get
going to
ahead of
do
the
this
game.
tank because yeah, next week hopefully it's seeming like the first half of next week. Let me see if I switch mine there too. Where are we here? Facing front. Right here, there we go. There we go. Yep, the should have the other fish here early next week, mid next week, and just getting ready for it. So
Just picked me up a bag of this
excited.
yesterday.
What we got there?
Do you use this in your filters?
I'm trying to see it. Tell me what this is because I can't see it. I apologize.
Polyfill.
Yes, yeah, I've got that over on the Oscar side. I don't use it for my discus. No, I just don't need to.
Yeah. I got a,
Yeah.
I love this stuff. It's fairly cheap. You get a lot of this. It lasts me another 78 years, but what a great easy way to filter. You can wash it out and put it back in.
Yeah, and it'll hold beneficial too. Yeah. Yeah, I use that on the in the cold water tanks. Yeah, because the Oscars are just nasty little pigs, so it's good to use that.
Yeah. Well, Shawn, I certainly appreciate you coming up. I'm probably going to get off here. We've been hour 16, and I got some things to take care of, and it's too hot in here. I'm sweating.
There you go. Likewise, I have a lot to take care of myself. Thanks for having me, and it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks everyone for stopping by. I'll read the chat afterwards. Sorry, I didn't read any now because it's
All right.
yeah.
That's okay. That's why we can replay. But thanks again, buddy. I appreciate you wanting to do this.
No, anytime. Thanks for having me, and great idea.
Yes, sir, buddy. We'll see you out in the field.
Okay. Ciao for now.
I'll see you guys later. Thanks. You guys know I enjoy every Saturday, and we'll see you next Saturday with a different topic. So look forward to a video coming out, Northfin versus New Life Spectrum Foods. Why Northfin's still superior. We're going to jump into that. So have a good weekend.